Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to Confessions of an Autism Mom. And here I basically talk all things pertaining to autism. It could be an experience I've had recently with my son's autism and his journey basically. Sometimes I bring parents on so they can talk about their journey with autism. And sometimes I do little chit chats like what I'm going to do today about balancing life and being an autism mom. So today I wanted to do a chit chat about friendships and relationship because it is love month, and plus my friend had a Galentine's Day that I went to and I had a really good time. This was my first time actually going to one and I had a really great time. It was well put together. She really did her thing. I know she's really creative. And it just made me feel really special that she just thought of me and considered me as one of her close friends, because it was very small and it was very intimate, but it was very meaningful at the same time. So I did get some clips of it. Y'all, I tried to do a get ready with me to take y'all along the journey, but that is not my thing. I like to sit and I like to talk about what's on my mind and keep it moving. But yeah, I'm gonna show you all a few things that we did and just the beauty of it and the decorations, and it was really nice. So here you go. Initial review.
It's good. Yeah, I thought she was in the bathroom. She was. And our prayer board where they had like a couple of them across the front. That was the first thing to go. I said, what y'all know about?
I told my some more.
And I'm starting to just not love perfume.
Read your pens.
Oh,
So I
just
can kind of try to take
I
it to
love
like,
it.
so you have a silver plate.
When I do adults, now when I do kids, I ain't like that because they don't be studying anyway.
right.
But
Especially they
adults,
got that.
Finished.
Feature creation.
I came out with y'all. Oh, yes.
As you see, it was well put together. The gifts, the letter that she gave to us, and the cards and the gift bag was personalized. Our gifts were even personalized. Nobody had the same gift. I think we may have had like the same like coffee mug, but no one had the same gift. She really took time to think about things that we like to do, like what motivates us in life and our different goals and dreams that we are trying to accomplish. And I really love that. So on my way home, I was thinking about just like friendships, relationships as an autism mom, because I'm not an available friend. And what I mean by that is, if you need me, I'm there, but I can't read your mind to know if you need me. But at the same time, when you let me know, I am ready and available to be a friend. And I think people don't understand that because they look at me like, oh, you have a child and he has autism. And if you meet my child, or if you've known my child, like, you know that Aiden functions pretty well. And so a lot of people don't think that I go through things. But I go through a lot of things on this journey, and it is really hard because mentally I think about a lot of things. And sometimes I'm not present in reality. Like sometimes I really have to tap out of reality just to be happy or to have a happy thought. And I don't think people really get that when raising an autistic child. But I do need friends, and I have a great set of friends that are very supportive. But I really enjoyed the event, and I thank her. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you for including me. I had a great time, and it just made me appreciate our friendship even more. As an autism mom, I think it's really important to not like exclude ourselves from our friends or different relationships that we have with people. But I also think that it's very important to create boundaries, because you have to remember that we're pouring in ourselves because we're overly pouring into our child. And I know all moms overly pour in their child, but I think atypical parents that have kids that do not have autism or neurodivergent, they have a little bit more freedom than what we have, because at 4, you can pretty much be okay with your child going in the refrigerator, maybe fixing a glass of water, fixing a bowl of cereal. If Aiden could, he would, because I've seen him try. So, you know, they don't really get it. But I don't think, like I was saying, as autism moms, don't exclude yourselves or feel like you can't have friends or a relationship because there's someone that understands your situation, or there is a friend that is willing to completely like understand if you explain to them what's going on. Me personally, I don't too much explain what I'm going through or talk about what I'm going through, only because like I don't want to burden anyone else with what I have going on. I don't want to seem like a complainer because I have been told that I was complaining and my child was in good health. So I try to stick to myself when it comes to that. But I also have friends that don't mind me talking about my journey with autism. And I enjoy my autism mom as well, having them as friends. But let's talk about having autism moms as friends. I think it's okay to have them, and it's very important to have them because you have that person that completely understands what you're going through and there's no complaint. But I feel like as a autism mom, just because we're both raising autistic kids and we want to have a play date, I still feel like you have to be compatible with that person. And what I mean by being compatible, I mean like equally yoked when it comes to morals and beliefs and different things of that nature, because we're not the same. We're all not going to get along. Something is going to come up. But I personally, and I think that's with everybody, you have to make sure you have something in common with that mom, because if that's the case, you're going on a play date and you're going to be bored. And I'm not going on no play date where I can't feel comfortable expressing myself to another mom, or feeling like, hey girl, you want to go have tacos and a margarita after the play date? Like, I want to be comfortable with whatever friendship builds from meeting another autism mom. So I think that's important because we all don't think alike. You can tell that from the internet. We're not going to agree with everything. And I'm not going on a play date to argue with the mom about how I discipline my child or how I feed my child certain things. So that is very important as an autism mom to remember. Yeah, cool, have friends that are raising autistic kids, but make sure y'all are compatible, because when I meet people and I call them friend, or even in relationships, like that person is my family member at that point, because I'm letting you in. And anybody that knows me, like, know I'm very close with my mom, so you're like her other daughter or her other son. Well, she doesn't have a son, but you're her bonus son, or whatever the case may be. But I think it's important to make sure that you are compatible with an autism mom before you just want to make friends and go on play dates with them. Having a friendship with a mom that either doesn't have a child or is raising an atypical child can be kind of hard, because they look at things totally different than how we look at things, whereas they're thinking, oh, you need to give that child freedom. Because I have had someone tell me that I'm too over Aiden, or I don't give him freedom. Well, he's still a child, so he's not going to have that much freedom, and I am going to watch him. But I do know my child, and I know if he has the opportunity to get away, he is going to elope and he's going to be bothering somebody. But I enjoy my friends that either don't have kids or is raising a child that is atypical, because that is a step away from my reality. and it kind of brings balance per se, because I'm not really thinking about autism. I'm thinking about other things, and they're telling me what's going on with them in their world and things like that. The downside of it, like I say, a lot of them think we're just complaining, and they feel like, oh, you should be happy your child is healthy or whatnot. And even sometimes, like, they don't really know the extreme that we are going through within the house, to be completely honest. I can say once I come in my house, like, I'm worried about what my child is doing and what I have going on mentally, and making sure I'm taking care of us. And I think that's anybody, like, they're more concerned about what's going on in their household versus like what's going on with their friends. So I think it's important to have a mixed group of friends. You have your friends that are autism moms, but make sure you all are compatible. But then you have your atypical moms, which are raising kids that are not on the spectrum. And then you have your friends that don't have kids. Like, it brings an equal balance, and I love that. And I more so love my friends that don't have kids. Not that I'm taking advice from them, but it's like if I need to vent or just be like, hey, can you do this? They have no problem doing it. Like, because they ain't got nothing going on when it comes to kids. So it's kind of like, oh, well, Aiden is my problem too. So, hey, have that. So being at the Galentine Day event with my friend, and in the picture, those are her friends, and she's like bringing me into her circle, and her friends are so wonderful. Like, you can tell they genuinely have a great bond, and they are just open and accepting to anybody that comes around. And I really like women like that. Like, it's no judgment. They equally talk to you. It's like they know me as well. So I like females like that, not anybody acting funny, being judgmental, or like, who is that? That's always a great vibe. So while I was there, I genuinely realized the importance of having friendships and understanding friendship and balancing friendship. I'm not sure, but I don't know if they talk all the time, but I do know they get together a lot at their most important moments. Don't take what I'm saying like all the way. I'm thinking that. I'm not sure. But it really just taught me how much for my mental health, how important having the right friends are. It was a very stress-free environment. I really felt like those 3 hours that I was there, it was like just a relief, a stress reliever, a mental break. Like, I was just free of all responsibilities. And in the past, I have felt like that with other friends, as if I need my friends. And I do need my friends, I'll be honest, because that's my time away, and a part of my self-care and a part of my mental health. And I think that's what we have to realize. Like, I hear a lot of people say, yeah, I don't have anybody to talk to, or I feel alone. And sometimes I think we take that too literally in the autism community. Sometimes it is lonely, because if you don't have anyone else that has a child on the spectrum around you or close to you, it's different. I'll say that it's different more than anything. And it's also that they're not understanding. But if you have someone that you can be like, hey girl, you want to go to dinner, or let's go get a drink, let's go have coffee, like, take advantage of that friend. Even if your kid is in ABA therapy at school, that hour of speech therapy. Like, for me, I have a friend that works at a restaurant bar, while Aiden is in ABA therapy. Well, while he's in speech therapy and occupational therapy. So I take that hour and I go over there and I talk to her. And like, that is my hour break of just like relief. So I'm not alone, and I do have a great support system, but I also know that I'm not calling my friends when I'm going through it when it's pertaining to something, you know, with autism, because they're going to give their opinion. I'm not going to like it, and that's just what it is. But most of the times, my friends give really good advice, and I don't have a issue with that. But then again, I'm not bugging them and just crying to them either. Like, I try to make the best out of our situation. So when it comes to balancing friendships and relationships, I think this is very important because you have to set boundaries. You have to be very intentional about anything that you're doing with someone, whether it's just a regular friendship or if it's an intimate relationship. Scheduling time, making sure everyone feels like loved and appreciated, and that the energy is being reciprocated between both parties. I'll be honest, I cannot reciprocate energy if I don't know it's needed. And I think that's my biggest problem, because I go through so much and I don't tell a lot of things that I'm going through, because as I mentioned earlier, my misery doesn't like company. And if you're my real friend and you know me for real, like, you know, if I'm quiet and I'm not calling and checking in, you know there's something wrong with me. And I have a friend, it's like clockwork. I don't know if like she feels my energy, but my friend will literally call me and say, girl, what's up? Because you're real quiet. Like, you're not posting, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. And I'm like, I'm good. And she's like, you're lying. Which 9 times out of 10 I am, because I just don't like to burden people with my problem. But at the same time, for me, I want my friends to understand that I go through things. I'm not intentionally ignoring someone. And if you set a pattern with me and I realize it, I'll let you do you. And then if you just need me, I'm going to be there. But I can't just be like, oh, this person needs me, and I'm not running anybody down either to see how bad they need me. And that may be something I need to work on, because I'm an open communicator. I have a friend, I'll call and be like, hey, I need to talk to you, or I need you at this moment. And she's just like, cool. My mama even call her and say, hey, your friend needs you. Like, that's how close we are. But I only really do that with her. But yeah, like, I set my boundaries when it comes to that, because everybody handles things differently. And I know I'm a person, I handle things by myself. And that's what it is. But if someone's your friend, like, they should understand, like, hey, this is how my friend does it. They shut down. I need to call and let them know, hey, this is what's going on in my life and I need you right now. The moment somebody does that, I am there, available, what you need, I got you. Because I have been there for my friends during like my darkest moments in life. And I had a very like dark period between 2020 and 2023. It was a very, very rough year. My year got better last year, 2024. I had an amazing year. Things didn't go accordingly, but I had a very amazing year, and everybody knows that. So setting those boundaries, knowing your limits, like, hey, I'm available to talk, but I don't want to hear that. And people may call that selfish, but when my friends call me, they're like, hey girl, can I vent to you? Are you mentally able to hear that? Like, what's your bandwidth right now? And even when I call people, if I feel like venting to them, I say, hey girl, are you in a good mental space where I can talk to you? Because life be lifing for everybody. Like, not one person can say everything is going accordingly for them. Not right now, not with the society we live in. And for people to think that, oh, I'm just ignoring somebody, or I'm just not being there for someone purposely is kind of insane, especially if a friend has been there for you all the time. But you have to set your boundaries and let people know, like, yes, I can talk. Yes, I can listen. No, I can't talk. No, I can't listen. But I feel like you have to do that with a friend that is very understanding and not selfish. And that's how you can balance those friendships, those relationships, and those boundaries. Include your child when needed. I don't take Aiden everywhere with me when it comes to my friends. Like his godmom, I'll take him to her house and her kids love him. Like, that's like, they're like my little brother who has a problem with him being autistic. Y'all, quick story, we were at a burger joint one time, and like this lady was looking at Aiden, and Aiden's god sister was like, mind you, she's like 16. She was like, you want to fight? Because why are you staring at him? He can make noise. He's a kid. Like, we had to really calm her down. But I don't take Aiden everywhere when it comes to my friends, even though I know that they don't mind because they love him so much. But for me, sometimes I just want that moment to myself. So you have to understand, like, hey, what's my bandwidth for today? Do I want to take my child or don't I? And sometimes we don't have that option, so stay home. And if you have a good friend and that friend is meant for you, that friend will come to the house. That's how I feel about it. Like, I don't have a problem asking nobody to come sit with me at the house. Like, hey, can you come over? You want to have a glass of wine with me? Do you want to do content? Do you want to do something? Just so I can be able to talk to my friend, or you know, just be there with my friend. Quality over quantity. I've never been a person that just had to have a lot of friends. I don't have a big circle. I have a very tight circle, like, because I like genuine people, and I like people that I can read and understand, and I want those people to be able to read and understand who I am as a person. And I realized that at the Galantines event that my friend had, like, they know each other really well. Like, they're not a big circle, but they love each other, and you can tell that they understand one another completely. And I do have my friends understand me completely, and I just don't believe in a large group of friends. You don't have to have a large group of friends, because everybody is not going to understand your life. Everybody's not going to want to understand your life. And that's the most important thing as an autism mom that you have to understand, because I got a friend, every time she asks me to go somewhere, I say no. And right now in life, I don't have the mental capacity to be in a lounge or in a club. And that's her thing, and I don't want to do that. And that comes with me setting my boundaries and my limits. But I love her to death. Give her the shirt off my back. She don't need it, but I really love her. But it's just that I'm not going to do that. Right now, I'm in a place where I'm trying to continue to understand my son and want to see him grow and get him talking. He doesn't talk. He's nonverbal. So most of my friends in this small circle that I have, they completely get that. And that's what you need. You just need people to understand your journey. It's not about who you've known the longest. It's not about who had your back at this point and you had their back. It is genuinely about having friends that understand. My girl is on this journey with her son. He's nonverbal, and she wants nothing more than for her son to talk. Let me be a little understanding and understand that she may not be here. She may not go there with me. She may not do this. She may not do that. But I know if I really need her, she'll be present. Those are the type of friends that you need. So moms, yes, go out. Make new friends. I don't think we're too old to make new friends, whether they have kids on the spectrum or if they have no kids or if they have atypical kids. We have to remember that sometimes our new journey is not fit for the people that's been there for the longest or was there during this period. The older that I get and the more things that I go through, I realize that some people are there just to teach you certain things. And I had to realize that about my last relationship. I had to realize that about a couple of friendships that I had to let go. Like, people are literally there for a season, and then you have people that are there for a lifetime. And I have my lifetime friends, but also I know there are certain people that were there for a purpose and they taught me something. The best thing we can do as moms raising kids on the spectrum is make the best out of the situation and figure out why those people were there and why they are gone. It's not a bad thing. But I also realized at the Galentine Day event is that I have to nurture the friendships that I have more. Even though I like to be to myself and I like to be in the house, I do have friends that genuinely love me and that has given me grace because they understand like my situation. Like, I'm not in an ideal situation. I don't have the life that I had planned when I was pregnant with my son, but I'm rocking and rolling with it. And I love my son to death. But it just made me realize how important it is to cherish and nurture my friendships that are meant for me. Because I don't care if it's a friend, family member, boyfriend, even when I get married, like, I don't care. I'm not going out of my way to please anyone if you don't feel like I am the person for you and I'm not fitting into your life because I have another situation going on, which is my son's autism. I'm not finna make you understand. Like, I'm just gonna keep it pushing and keep it moving, and that's just what it is. Like, if you can't understand me and be a good friend to me as I try to be as much as I can to you, I'm just gonna keep pushing, and that's what it is. So, autism moms, I do encourage you to make friends, make the best of the relationships that you already have. Even if they don't have kids on the spectrum, sit them down and just say, hey, listen, this is what I go through as an autism mom. Please understand when I say no to this, this is what I mean. When I say yes to this, I don't mean that I'm bringing my child. That doesn't mean I'm staying a long period of time. Another thing too, also let your friends know, I might tell you I'm coming, but I might cancel too, because depending on how my child is behaving before I walk out this house or while I'm getting dressed will determine if I'm coming or not. And I don't think a lot of friends realize, like, our kids are so attached to us. Even though all kids are attached to their parents, I feel like atypical kids can understand, like, hey, mommy's gone and I'll be right back. When I leave, I feel like my son think I'm not coming back because he flips out that I'm leaving. And sometimes people don't understand that energy takes a toll and it changes our energy. And I don't like to bring bad energy around people. I'm sorry. Like, that's just not my thing. And I've even tried, like, to adjust my attitude if something happens prior to me being around my friends, and it just don't work. So you need friends that understand that as well. But just make sure you find meaningful friendships, people that are considerate. And I promise this journey will go so much easier. And it's not all about somebody watching your kid or just, I don't know how to explain it. But it's so many ways that your friends can serve and fill you up, and you can return that to them as well. So that's all I got today about friendships. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please like the video and share it with a friend. I have more content coming like this, so if you want to see it, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification button so you can get an alert of when these videos come out. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.